Podcast with our host, Alan Porter. Alan, what's going on, man? How are you?
Oh, it's a great day out here. They got the U.S. Open going on in Pinehurst right now. Not going to make it this year. I've been to a couple, and it's going to be in the mid 90s all day, all week long. So I think I'll just stay here and watch it on TV.
Just watch it on television. Who knows how much those tickets are, Alan? They're probably a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because golf has really gone up. All right. Unraveling the retirement formula. What's your essential rate of return?
Well, first off, what I want to talk about is six-step guide. The world of financial planning constantly evolves, and the old one size fits all just doesn't work anymore. There are six essential questions designed to reshape the outlook on retirement planning. And it's just not about amassing money or wealth. It's about imagining your future, paving the way for retirement that you don't just survive, because I want my clients to thrive and have a guaranteed income in retirement and eliminate the risk that a stock portfolio only compounds.
And what I was asking then basically is unraveling the retirement formula. What's your essential rate of return?
Well, Neil, that's kind of a loaded question because you need to plan for the best, which will eliminate the worst, such as the number one fear in retirement, running out of money before you run out of life. Your retirement should be more than just surviving. It's about flourishing. And with these different products out there and different strategies, it's not about rate of return in retirement. It's about distribution of your assets.
The hidden truth of retirement savings. Have you cracked the annual savings code?
Well, Neil, I always tell people this. You take more time planning your summer vacation than you do your retirement. And that's a decision that you're going to regret. The big question you should answer is, what is the annual savings you need to amass to guarantee a comfortable income? I mean, a comfortable retirement. A big part of that money is going to be taxable in retirement. And I've got ways to avoid those taxes.
Balancing work and leisure. Have you identified your ideal retirement age?
Neil, I've ran into 3 or 4 people just this last month. They were planning on retiring at 65, but after I went over their portfolio with them and changed a few things around, they didn't have nearly enough money in their portfolio, and they're going to have to work probably another 5 to 7 years. But understand when you can retire and endanger your financial health is a key to an enjoyable and worry-free retirement. Here's the question: when can you afford retirement and still ensure your financial resources that last a lifetime? With inflation out of control and healthcare costs for people in retirement is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. You've got to eliminate the risk in retirement. Like I said, you may have to work 5 or 10 more years, and people aren't prepared for it.
Prioritizing quality of life. Are you prepared to adjust your future lifestyle?
Well, when I talk to people, I want them to retire at a lifestyle that they're in right now or one that's better. People think they'll be spending less, but there'll be healthcare costs again, unexpected expenses, and other things. And there's just things that people don't know about that the regular financial planner doesn't tell them.
No doubt. It's something really you think about is people don't decide how much money do I want to live on once I'm not working again.
Yeah, I mean, if you got grandkids, you're going to be spending a lot of money on grandkids. I can vouch for that one.
Combating the silent assassin. Is your portfolio tax resilient?
Neil, this is something that the vast majority of fee-based advisors fall extremely short when it comes to taxes and retirement. Now, we've been inundated by Wall Street and fee-based advisors to invest in your 401k because it grows tax deferred. Well, that's crazy because what you're doing is you're getting a tax break on a smaller amount of money. What do you think the government wants you to do? Pay taxes on the seed, which is a smaller portion, or the harvest, which is a larger portion, and at a tax rate you're not even sure of. And as I've told you before, there is a Congressional Budget Office report put out that in the fall of 2022, with a $31 trillion deficit at that time, if we don't raise taxes overall by 66% by the year 2030, the country can't even pay the interest on the debt, and they'll default. Well, now we've got inflation that's out of control, and they've been printing money left and right. It's called quantitative easing. But the thing is, these fee-based advisors, they they have no idea about some of the things I talk about. You know, the insurance companies have the best tax code approved, tax-free retirement system available today, bar none. It has many, many benefits the stock portfolio can't even come close to. And the other thing about a stock portfolio, is the fees are going to kill you. The fee, a 1% fee in a 30-year period will reduce your income by 1/3. And the average fee in a 401k, this is by Forbes magazine and Lat Times, is 2.99%. Now, people are going to have less than half of their money when they go to retire. And on top of that, they'll be paying taxes at 20 to over 55%. And people aren't prepared for it. I deal with a lot of affluent clients, and they all tell me, well, my financial advisor, my CPA, and my attorney all give me my financial and tax advice. And I tell them, I got two questions for you. I said, when's the last time your advisors ever give you any proactive advice about saving taxes? It's always reactive. Your your CPA wants the right numbers for your tax return. The attorney is concerned with legal documentation, and your financial advisor wants to find the best stock portfolio for you. But the other thing I asked them also, I said, you may have the greatest advisors in the world, but it's what they don't know that they're going to end up costing you hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, in undue fees, taxes, and lost opportunity costs. People are not prepared for this. These fee-based advisors aren't prepared or educated or licensed in the products that I promote, because my biggest thing is about safety and security of the family and the assets. And I want people to eliminate the risk in retirement. Like I said, that a stock portfolio only compounds, a bond portfolio only compounds, a real estate only compounds. And again, I'm going to say this, it's not about return on investment. It's about distribution of your assets in retirement. And the other thing is, in retirement is the long-term care risk. People are not prepared for long-term care. I get long-term care and pay for it for pennies on the dollar, tax-free. There's many, many things that people don't understand. And when I talk to them, these people are 60 to 75 years of age. And I asked them, I said, why hasn't your fee-based advisor ever told you about any of this? Well, basically what I can say is because they get paid a fee whether the client makes money or not, and they're supposed to be fiduciaries. Now, Neil, I'm a certified fiduciary, and I'm a certified financial fiduciary, and I'm also a certified tax and business advisor. I'm only one of two in North and South Carolina, and I take my business very seriously. I'm very passionate about what I do, and I'm out here to protect the clients and make sure they have a healthy and happy retirement.
A comprehensive plan or just a portfolio? What's your strategy?
Well, I'm not against the stock portfolio at all, but people need to be diversified. And you need to be, okay, I need to know if you're conservative, moderate risk, or you want to be a risk taker. For people in retirement, Neil, you can't be a risk taker, because the more risk you take, the higher the degree of volatility. Now, if you're younger, yes, you can invest more in stocks and bonds and things, because you can possibly have a larger gain, but those gains are going to be eaten up by fees possibly. But the thing is, people don't know about, and I'll just tell you one, Neil, sequence of returns. We've gone over this time and time again, but many people, and just like this guy I had yesterday, he's 60 years old. Yeah, 60 years old. And he wanted to retire when he's 65. And I asked him about sequence returns. He knew nothing about it. He had all of his money in a stock portfolio, 401k. And when I explained it to him, he says, "Oh my God, I've got to get out of it." I said, "You don't have to get out of the whole thing, but you need diversification. You need cash value life insurance. You need fixed indexed annuities. You need a stock portfolio, possibly real estate, just other things. But you need to be diversified, because if the stock portfolio goes down 1 year, you can't take your money out of that, because you're taking money out of a depleting asset, and that fee-based advisor gets paid a fee whether you make money or not. So you've got to have diversification. You need to become. I teach people to think outside the box of conventional financial planning. I show them how to save or eliminate. Well, I show people how to reduce or eliminate both debt and taxes. I set them up with a tax-free retirement. I show them how they can become their own bank, borrowing from themselves and not the financial institutions. They eliminate the effective interest costs that they're paying on the money they borrow, which is absolutely devastating to people, and they don't even understand that. but they pay themselves compound interest instead of the financial institutions. And the last thing is I eliminate the risk in retirement that a stock portfolio only compounds, as I've said many, many times.
And let's talk about choosing when to retire, Alan. And what you talked a little bit about preparing yourself, for that retirement long before you retire and what you really want. Do you think some of these like dream boat things you get to go and golf every day and travel and have unlimited money and could do all these things, especially in this economy, is really a blue sky dream?
It is right now, unless you're super wealthy. You can't afford to do this stuff. People, 87% of people in the United States are living paycheck to paycheck right now. And they're in debt to over $18 trillion, and it's getting worse. I think in the first 2 months of this year, people put over $1.8 billion on credit cards with interest rates between 25 to 30%. They're never going to get out of this hole.
It's because they want to live a certain lifestyle that they really can't afford.
Well, I talked to a mortgage broker the other day. I'm doing a plan for him, and he's taken a real hit. And I used to be in the mortgage business about 13 years ago until I got into this. But 2008 happened. That's what happened to me. But he said, I do 14%. I only do 14% of what I used to do before inflation hit. When Trump was president, his business was thriving because they had a low interest rate. People can't afford to buy houses anymore.
No. You doubled your mortgage price in 3 years. Isn't that crazy? Or even maybe 60%.
Well,
for the same house.
I saw this one thing the other day see, who was it? Some television personality was going on about right now it's costing about $14,000 to $15,000 more to live in this administration. Well, it's costing me double that at least, and I know it's costing almost every American. It's costing tremendous amounts of money, tens of thousands of dollars, just to have the same standard of living we had before.
And you never know what's going to happen, but I just still think that everyone should sit down and have this exercise with Alan Porter and schedule a call with him today and say, well, you're going to have to budget. When you're retired, you don't get approved as many credit cards. You're considered just retired, right? Unless you have let's say you use credit cards and you try to get approved or get a certain loan. They got to see a working job. So you kind of could get really stuck at a specific age.
The other thing too is, people need to have credit cards, but I try to, when I have a credit card, I American Express, I've got several others, but American Express is the only one I use because I get the reward points, but I pay it off every month. And that's what people need to do. But people need to learn how to become their own bank. With it's like a bank one concept. But when they do that, they can get out of debt. And like I said, they'll never have to borrow money from a bank to buy a car, college education for the kids, or anything like that. But they need to think outside the box of conventional financial planning.
I just think that you're going to live a lot longer, Alan, especially. So the whole idea of 10 years you need just for your retirement is not true.
Well, the other thing too, Neil, people that rely on a stock portfolio, and this has been proven by studies at Harvard, live a more stressful, unhealthier, and shorter life than people that have a diversified, I can't even talk today, a diversified portfolio.
Totally. Best place to go is email you at strategicwealth, the number 0 @gmail.com, or call you at 910-551-1046, or visit your website at strategicwealthstrategies.com. Right, Alan?
Yeah. My consultations are free. I want to help people. I want to educate them because people don't know the stuff that I know. People don't know the stuff that's out there. It's available to them. I would say probably 95 to 99% of the people I talk to include CPAs, attorneys, and financial advisors, have no idea what I'm talking about.
All right, Alan. That was the Strategic Wealth Strategies podcast, guys. Take care.